Hey there, welcome to the Get Fully Funded channel. I'm Sandy Reese, Chief Encouragement Officer here at Get Fully Funded, where we help small nonprofits learn to raise the money they need to fully fund their budget. I am here to help you master the art and science of fundraising tip by tip, and I've got a really good one for you today. But first, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so that every time we upload a new piece of content, you're the first one to know. All right, let's get to this week's tip. Did you know that nearly 1/3 of all annual giving happens in December? And that of that, most of it happens the very last week of December? And did you know that if you have not been communicating with your donors, if they're not warmed up, if they don't feel like they're part of the team, they're not going to give, regardless of what the calendar says. Even if it's holiday season and people should be giving, they're not going to do it. So that's why we're talking today about what you need to be doing right now to set the stage for a very successful holiday giving season. Look, planning for a very successful, goal-busting holiday fundraising season means you have to start early. It's non-negotiable. It's very busy during the holidays. People are going to parties and they're buying gifts, they're doing all the things, and they're being inundated with asks. You can't just ask for money with some arbitrary goal. You need time to really think about this, be strategic, be thoughtful, craft a compelling message. This is not something where you can just throw a couple of questions or prompts into AI and get some beautiful appeal that you can use during the holidays. It takes a whole lot more than that. You want to make sure that people are feeling engaged well ahead of time so that it doesn't look like you're just showing up at the holidays going, hey, give me some money. That's how donors feel sometimes, and it's crap. You can avoid that by starting early. You can think about how you can increase the connection in your donor communications, taking it even deeper and making them feel great months ahead of time. You can think about what you want to ask people to support. That's really important. And you can get ready for all of this. Donor fatigue is a real thing. So you don't want to just ask, and ask some more. You want to manage the donor experience and make sure that they're feeling great about giving to your organization. The other thing that happens that may be the most important of all when you start early with your planning is you can manage your own stress. You're not going to be working at the last minute to try to get these things done. You're going to feel really confident that you've chosen all the right pieces and parts for your asks and your warm touches, and that you're making people feel great about supporting your organization. When you start now with your planning, you can evaluate what you've been doing since the last holiday season. Have you been sending really warm, connecting monthly donor emails or newsletters? If not, now's a great time to start because you've got a few months that you can get these in place and get people used to hearing from you in a way that has no ask in it before you start your holiday asking. You never want people to feel like they're a number in your database or that they're just a checkbook or an ATM to you. You want them to feel like a valued member of your team. So when you start early with the communications, you're building momentum. You're helping people feel like they're part of a winning team, that they're helping make a difference in the world. You're giving them sneak peeks and updates from the field about what your organization is doing. People are going to love this, trust me. All right, so here's a few things that you can do right now that are going to help set you up for success during the fall and holiday season. The first is look at your data from last year. What campaigns did you do? How many appeals did you send out? How many people did you send them to? How many people responded? What was the average gift size? These numbers are going to help you create your strategy for this year, so that you're not just shooting in the dark, sending out anything that sounds good, but you are being very purposeful and intentional about how you're reaching out to people and what you're asking them to give to. You've got time to segment your donor list. Put your lapsed donors in a segment. Put your major donors in a segment. Your monthly donors in a segment. You may want to put your volunteers in a segment. And make sure that the message that goes to each of those segments is acknowledging their role with your organization. So for example, your monthly donors, you may want to say, we are so grateful for your regular support, and we wanted to give you a chance to make an additional gift during the holidays. You can make this gift in memory or in honor of someone. See how that works? It's pretty easy to do. You're going to have time to think about the impact stories and gather those. So if you think, gosh, we've been using the same couple of stories for the last few months, then it's time to go dig up and find some new stories. That may be as simple as spending some time with those who work in the front lines of your organization. Ask them what they've seen lately that really warmed their heart. Don't ask them for a story. They don't know what you want. Ask them what they've seen that made them cry or brought them joy or something that really moved their heart. That's when they're going to tell you what you want to know. All right, you've got time to set a budget to map out how much you want to spend on fall and holiday fundraising. And that might be a lot or it might be a little. Either way is fine, but you need to think about that ahead of time. You can make sure all your donor communications are working, and then make sure that you're collaborating with your team so they know what the plan is, they know what to expect, and you've got time to pull in staff members, volunteers, contractors, whoever you need to help you get everything done. That's important. You don't want to wait till the last minute and then do a volunteer call to help you get letters stuffed and in the mail. Let them know ahead of time. Work on everything earlier than you think you need to. It'll lower all your stress. Now, I know that you may be a really busy person and you're still trying to figure out what you're doing next week or raising money for something next month. But it is not too early to start planning for fall. Even if you just carve out a half hour and you start thinking about when do you want to make asks and what are you going to do in between the asks, that's a good start. I recommend that you block off some time on your calendar that you can think about this, dedicate that time and protect it so that you can think and be strategic about what you want to do this fall. Can you still get good results if you wait to the last minute? Maybe, but I promise you it's going to be easier and way less stressful if you start early. Warm your donors up, connect especially with your best donors now so they don't feel like they're just a checkbook to you. All right, so I want to challenge you. What is one thing that you can do right now to get started planning for fall and holiday fundraising? And that might be as simple as marking some time on your calendar to work on it. It might be gathering data from last year, whatever it is, pick the first step and get started with that. I'm here to cheer you on. If you want more information, I'll drop in a link where you can find a really good article on our blog that goes into a little more detail. And let me just encourage you that you can do this. Even if you've had terrible luck during the holiday season, or you always working at the last minute, or if you're getting fantastic results and you just want to button it up a little bit more and be a little more strategic, these tips will help you. And that is what this is all about. It's not just about raising money, it is about changing lives. When you work ahead of time, you can be more purposeful, more strategic. You're going to be able to raise more money. You're going to change more lives. That's what this is all about. So be sure to subscribe to this channel because you don't want to miss my next video where we're going to talk about the stories to tell for more impact. Stay tuned and I'll see you next time. If you like this video, there's plenty more where this one came from. Be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell so that every time we add a new tip, you're the first to find out. I don't want you to miss a single thing.